What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome to episode 119 of the Rise to Glory here with Gibraltar Apex. And today we have our second and third games of the Champions League group stage. Today we are going to be taking on AC Milan and Newcastle United. Since the last episode, just the one game to tell you guys about real quick. We beat College Europa, the kind of third best team in Gibraltar, I think it's fair to say. 7-0, good result there. 9,500 fans turned up for the game. And yeah, it went pretty well, really. Today we are going to be taking on AC Milan, and one thing that kind of stuck out for me about this AC Milan side is the fact that Gary Monk's their manager. Yeah. And I don't want to say this will never happen, because it could happen, but it is a little bit bizarre to see Gary Monk managing Tottenham. To be fair, he was England manager for 8 years, so fair play, Gary. I'm going to hold up my hands. I apologise. You finished runner-up in a World Cup in, well, true English fashion as well. And and they lost in the semi-final. Did they actually win anything under him? No, he got sacked after they finished. Well, actually, no, he resigned after they finished in the quarterfinals and got knocked out in the quarterfinals of the 2024 Euros. Either way, Gary, I'm sorry I ever doubted you. You actually seem to have done an okay job, and perhaps you deserve the AC Milan job. Regardless, that's the game we are going to be focusing on today to begin with, and then we will have that Newcastle game. Looking at the group, of course, we won quite memorably against Porto last time out. We're at home today. I think we're going to stick with the 4-2-3-1 system that we used previously. It worked pretty well for us last game. In terms of the team, we have got a few mini changes to make. It's worth noting that we are suffering from a few injuries, which is a little bit of a pain. Of course, Bouchard and Lamas were out before, and actually, I say injuries. It's not actually an injury at all. It's a suspension for JJ. That does leave us short of another centre mid, which, I mean, isn't great. Mora's also been out injured, and he's not 100% fit. So I think this is the team we're kind of going to have to go with in some weird way. Although, Vergara's not great defensively. Oh, it's a tricky situation today. I mean, he's not bad defensively, to be fair. You'd rather have him higher up the pitch if you could. Unfortunately, I think today Vergara is going to have to play that centre mid defend role for us with Gilvan alongside him. And then Elmo at centre attacking mid. Elmo, not your traditional centre attacking mid, really, but he can play there. And because of the injuries, he's going to have to start there, I think, for us today. So this is the team I think we're going to go with. The back four is perhaps what I consider to be our strongest back four. Of course, we have Young in goal. And then we have Graphite and Graphite. Yes, we have left back Graphite, the Brazilian, who made his kind of live com debut last time against Porto. And actually played quite well. He got a 7.5 average rating. Out on the right, we have Graphite right. We should call one Graphite. That should be how we'll have Graphite and Graphite. And either way, it's confusing, isn't it? But we have him. He's been injured a little bit, and he's declined a little bit as a player overall. But I'm hoping he can bounce back today and perform well for us. Centre-backs going with Mustafa and Frigier. Centre midfield, as I mentioned, we go with Vergara at centre mid-defend. Not necessarily the player I'd like to play there, but we kind of just have to. Alongside him, though, we'll go with Gilvan, who is an absolutely incredible deep-lying kind of playmaker on support. If we just highlight the key attributes, he's very well suited to this role. He's a very good player, of course, the 20-year-old, and I'm hoping he can play well today. Last time out, he did okay in the Champions League. He was a little underwhelming against Porto. I'm hoping he can step up today. Anyway, out on the left, we have Smith. Out on the right, we have Pereira. We have Elmo, and then up top, we have Mosca, the Brazilian, leading the line for us today. So hopefully he can put in a good shift. 7 goals in 5 Champions League games for him. On the bench, we've got Helik, Mora, Vichalba, Daniel Forster, Cesar Fialos, the Ecuadorian. So we have options, and we have the ability to change the game quite significantly, I feel like, with our subs. Either way, Elmo lacking a little bit of match fitness. We have got Mora, who we can bring on if need be, but he is our only centre mid. It is a little bit of a concern, perhaps, the centre mid injury scenario, and if the centre mid was to get injured in today's game, I think it would probably be in our interest, really, to switch to the 4-4-2, or at least a system that better facilitates for our team. And to be honest, the 4-4-2 is the only other tactic we can really fall back on, of course. We kind of play a system right now with, obviously, the 2 centre mids and a centre attacking mid. We then have the 4-3-1-2, which requires 4 centre mids, if you include the centre attacking mid there. And last but not least, we have the 4-4-2 where we only need 2 centre mids. It's a little bit of a pain. I kind of felt like at the start of the year, the centre mid position really wasn't a problem for us. You know, we had JJ, we had Mora, we had Bouchard. We had like 3 or 4 players backups for our centre mids, and it just happens to be that at this moment in time, 4 centre mids are not fit. Either way, let's see what we can do here. Elmo, it's an 18-second goal. I'm busy rambling. I said I doubted him in the centre attacking mid position. We've scored. It's 1-0, and well, AC Milan I mean, they don't know what's happened. We don't really know what's happened. It's 18 seconds. Mosca with the back kick. And then Gilvan, beautiful ball through. The three Brazilians linking up there, and it's Elmo lunging in. And it's a great little goal there. A fantastic little goal for him. He lunges in like a snake to get the ball in. He strikes the ball. He finds the back of the net. Now we need to defend, though. AC Milan on the attack. Christiansen, Arfin, and well, they've scored. It's 6 minutes. It's 1-1. Not a defensive masterclass by either team thus far. 2 shots, 2 goals, and, well, not the kind of response, I guess, to going a goal up I was looking for. Perhaps a little bit unlucky that Graf Wright there puts in the tackle, and the ball kind of just falls to Arfin in the box, but... Well, you make your own luck there, and you'd have to say AC Milan have grown into this game. They're starting to boss the ball a little bit more, and they're going to be bringing forward the ball here, the number 1 seeds in our Champions League group. They, of course, drew against Newcastle in their first game, so they'll be looking perhaps to prove a point here, and I imagine they're going to be quite tough opposition for us here today. Either way, Graf Wright on the right-hand side gets in a nice tackle. Now can he thread the ball forward? He goes inside to Elmo, the goal scorer, who will lay it off to Vergara. We've got a few men over on this side. Paul Smith round the back, lays it inside to Elmo, to Pereira. What a goal that could have been and would have been. A nice little passing display. Lots of one-touches and then passes, and a few first-time passes in there really to, well, transition from attack to defence very quickly. Unfortunately, the end product just not quite there, although we might still have a chance. Pereira rips it in. And it's Donnarumma going to tip the ball out for a corner. Paul Smith to whip it in. Mustafa's there, the towering Egyptian. Unfortunately, can't win the header. And, well, you'd have to say 1-1. It's an exciting start to the game. I hope it isn't going to be like the Porto game last episode, because I feel like that kind of knocked a few hours off my lifespan as a human being. It was a stressful game. Now we're on the attack, though. Pereira, bring the ball forward. Options in the middle. Lays it off to Gilvan, the Brazilian. Graf Wright. Can he whip in the ball? He can. Mosca's there. Saved by Donnarumma. And somehow he's kind of hooked it from behind him, and it's gone out for a corner. The ball whipped in, cleared away. And, well, it's 1-1 here. Both teams having lots of chances. We've had a few chances on the attack, and, well, now it's AC Milan's turn to go forward. Skipper in the box. Nice block. Lagier saved away by Young, and the ball is scrambled away. Can we get it away? Gilvan, big ball over the top to Mosca. Can't get there, but, well, a nice save there from the clear-cut chance at AC Milan. And this has... a quite similar feel, I guess, to the Porto game in a lot of ways. AC Milan having more of the ball, having a few shots, but we've had our own opportunities. And it's been a tight game for all intensive purposes. And, well, we have the ball here on the attack. Elmo to Mosca, dispossessed by Skipper in the midfield. And now Estevado to get the ball up to Arfin. Frigier misses the tackle. Young, what a save, my son. What a save that is by the big Swede in goal. He stands up tall. He makes a save. Santiago, though, with the ball forward. It's not over yet. Milan, it is over now. Not going to find the back of the net. And they've had 3 clear-cut chances. You'd have to say they've been on top in this game. If we can get into half-time at 1-1, I'd be pretty happy. Although there is going to be a chance here before half-time. Mosca bringing the ball forward for us. No one really in support. Paul Smith. Mosca, oh, I thought he was about to score a wonder goal there. Didn't really have any support anywhere, really. Did well, really, just to get a shot away. And it is going to be 1-1 here at the break. I'm going to tell the players I'm not happy angrily. I want to try and get them fired up. I feel like they should respond fairly well to this. They will do. Mustafa and Frigier on a booking is kind of concerning, if I'm honest. Those two players, they've got to be, I guess, on their best behaviour, the two centre-backs here in the second half. And then perhaps in some ways, part of me wants to maybe change the system to give them a little bit more coverage and, well, leave them a little bit less open. Christiansen from the break here. That is a poor finish and a poor attempt by him right there. For AC Milan, we're about to score as early as we did in the first half there as they went forward with the ball. Unfortunately, not to be for them. Donnarumma to build from the back here. Christiansen up to Arfin, who did score. Did he score their first goal? He did score their first goal. Graf Wright, though, nice play there. Can he get the ball up to Smith? He can. Cristiano, though, in the midfield, going to intercept. Mustafa up to Pereira. Now Mosca. Pereira with some pace and some space down the right side. Whips in the ball. Elmo. Smith hits it. The rebound's in. It's 2-1, and we've not quite scored as early as we did in the first half, but that is still a very early goal. The ball comes in and, well, Elmo, he played a role in our first goal where he scored. This time he wins ahead of the towering 6'6" centre attacking mid. Not your normal player to play as a centre attacking mid, but he got into the box there. He was able to win the ball in the air and really be a nuisance against Milan. And he's worked wonders for us. He has worked wonders for us. And, well, it was a bit of a forced change, I guess, to bring Elmo into the side. But he has stepped up to the plate right here. And you'd have to say, based off this performance, perhaps he deserves a bit more of a shout in the team. In terms of the performances, Mosca here struggling just a little bit. We do have a set piece though. Gilvan, Graphite wins the header, cleared away though by Christensen, although not quite yet. Cleared away as far as Mustafa, Frigier, Pereira, options inside. Elmo the goal scorer, thread through Mosca. Pereira, can he finish? He does at the second time of asking, just like Paul Smith's goal from the left. This time the right winger with the goal for us. His initial shot saved. The keeper still on the ground after a fantastic close range stop. But unfortunately for him, he just can't get back to his feet. And Pereira, well, he has scored another goal for us here. It's 3-1 against AC Milan. It's been a weird game, this one. And, well, we've got to hope, I guess, that we can just see out this result now. 2 goals ahead. We're playing very well as a team. As I mentioned, we've got a few players on bookings. With 65 minutes gone, perhaps I should be looking to make some changes. AC Milan are going to look to strike back immediately. Victor, can he get the ball into the box? He can. And it is an immediate fight back by AC Milan. It's now 3-2 here. Elmo really struggling for some fitness. I feel like I have to keep him on. He's played that well. The GARRY struggled a little bit in centre mid defence. Graphite's not had a great game out on the right, so I'm going to bring in Vishalba for him. Then the other player I'm going to bring in is going to be Mora. No, it's not. I'm going to bring in Helik, actually, for Mosca. We'll leave those as the changes for now. 24 minutes left in this game. It's 3-2. It's been a tight game. Both teams with a lot of opportunities. In the second half, I think we've been slightly better. However, we have been left open there. Young, little bit questionable. Perhaps the goalkeeper there, he committed to try and intercept the cross. Went over his head. Couldn't quite get a fingertip on it to tip it over. And, well, it leaves us in a situation. And now AC Milan looking to equalise if they can. Victor into the box. Young with the save. He stops it again. What has he just done? Donnarumma could not stop the second effort of our 2 goals. That time Young gets up quickly, makes the second stop, and, well, fantastic goalkeeping by him today. He has been absolutely outstanding for us. And, well, it's the story of our seasons, really, of late. Young has come up big in the big games. We have 1 sub left. I'm going to make it now. I'm going to bring in Mora for Elmo, who is on a booking. I'm going to change Mora to a support duty centre attacking mid as well, just so he can perhaps drop a little bit deeper if we need him to in these remaining minutes that we need to see out here. But with 30 seconds left, that is probably going to be game over in this game. And Villalba, well, if he can get the ball in for 1 more goal, I mean, we'd take it. But a 3-2 victory looking like it's going to be on the cards here. It's been a great performance. It's been great defensively. Young has played exceptionally in goal for us. AC Milan with a lot of efforts at our goal. We did a good job, though, of taking the opportunities that came our way. We run out 3-2 victors against the number 1 seeds in the group. Gilvan, what a performance by him. Getting the man of the match award, the 20-year-old Brazilian. Not a bad way to kind of, I guess, make his mark with a memorable performance in what will go down as a memorable result, perhaps, in Apex folklore. Elsewhere, Porto did beat Newcastle, who we play in our next game, so that's a good result for them. They won 3-0. So hopefully we can perhaps continue on with what Porto did there and get another good victory against Newcastle. But regardless, a fantastic start to our group stage campaign. Wins against the top 2 seeds in the group. We are looking very good this year. I'm hoping we can keep that up going into this next game against Newcastle. It'll be coming your way in just a second. I've got 2 games in between, one against Gibraltar Lions. Hopefully we can win it. I'll be back with you guys in just a second to get a recap. And then we will be playing the second home game of this live com against the Magpies. Okay guys, so we are back again for the second game of today's live com. We're going to be taking on Newcastle United. I'm just curious to see how they're doing in the Premier League. They're actually 5th at the moment, so they're doing okay there. Looking at the Premier League, it's a relatively unchanged league. Where's Liverpool? Oh, Liverpool I thought Liverpool had been relegated for a second. Hull are in 18th. They were in the Champions League like a few years ago now. I mean, look at that's mad, isn't it? They finished 4th in the Premier League in 2027-28, and then they got relegated 2 years later. Wow, that's mad. Hope Akpan, their manager as well. Anyway, we're off on a tangent there. Let's get back in the room. Let's concentrate on the task at hand. And the task at hand today is beating a Newcastle United side managed by Peter Ramage, who they have a good team. They're 5th in the Premier League, but as of yet, they've not really impressed too much in this Champions League campaign. In an ideal situation here, we will beat Newcastle United and Porto will do us a favour and beat AC Milan. Because if those results were to go our way, we'd pretty much be guaranteed a spot in the knockout round after 3 games, which would be a pretty crazy kind of turn of events. But, I mean, we can only really do what we can, and what we can do is kind of the task at hand in trying to win this game. For this game, I am going to be staying with the 4-2-3-1. In terms of the system, it's fairly standard. The only real change is I've decided to drop Elmo and bring JJ back into the squad. Of course, he was suspended for that last game against AC Milan. Elmo is going to be on the bench, however, and given his performance against Milan, it's fair to say that if we do need a goal, if we do need a man to make an impact, he'll be top of the list in terms of players we might bring in to make that kind of change. Anyway, in terms of the team, the back five is pretty much standard. It's Young, Graphite, Mustafa, Frigier, and Graf Wright. I'm going to call him Graf Wright from now on in case that wasn't obvious. I feel like that is the easiest way to differentiate between the Graphite brothers, to call one Graf Wright. Anyway, in the midfield, JJ and Gilvan, Pereira out on the right, Vergara and Smith there, and Mosca up top. A little bit of news just before we get into today's game. We played 2 games in between the 2 kind of Champions League games we played so far, and those 2 games we played were against Lynx, which we won 6-0, and against Gibraltar Lions, which we won 5-1, with Mosca getting a hat-trick after, some really nice play by him. He scored a goal after 28 seconds. I'm hoping today we can have more of the same from him. In terms of the Newcastle side, you can see it here. 4-4-2 they're going with, so I'm hoping we can kind of, look for the gaps in their team, see what we can make happen there. But this should be it's going to be a tough game, but I feel like we should have enough to really outplay Newcastle here. We're at home. We are the underdogs regardless, but off the back of the 2 results we've had so far in the Champions League, I mean, this is the easier of the 3 games. Now, you guys who play Football Manager, you know how this works. We'll probably lose this game despite it being the easiest one, but that's just how football is in real life as well, I guess. We can't be too complacent going into today's game. But no, we'll see what we can do. I kind of favour us based off our recent form and the fact they're playing a 4-4-2. And Porto immediately going a goal up against AC Milan. I mentioned for us, really, a Porto win would be the ideal result. It's now 2-1. I mean, there is goals galore in their game. We're yet to have a highlight. Now there is one. Newcastle on the attack. Moynes with the effort. Blocked away. Can we get a tackle? There's another block. It's going to go out for a throw-in. And, that was a good chance for Newcastle in a game that hasn't had many chances early on here. Neither team kind of setting the world alight. Newcastle yet to have a shot on target. We've had one, but no clear-cut chances. Possession's been fairly 50-50. But thus far in this game, no one kind of stepping up to the occasion on either team. You look at our team, disappointing all in all. But we do have a set piece here. Gilvan, Mustafa, Frigier at the back post. Mustafa, the towering Egyptian, with the flick on. It's Yves Frigier, the Frenchman, at the back post with the goal. A player who is only a few months away from being eligible to play for Gibraltar's national team. And well, if he can put in performances for Gibraltar like he has done for us, he could be a fine addition to the national side. A great effort there. The keeper tries to parry it wide and over the crossbar. Unfortunately, he only parries it into the roof of the net. Gilvan has twisted his knee. That is not a good injury to get. The change we're going to make here is we're going to bring in Andres Mora to play the kind of deep line playmaker, I think, for us. Not a good sign, though. Gilvan, a twisted knee. That is at least a few weeks out. And he's been a good player for us, Gilvan, so that hurts. Regardless, however, we are going to go in at half-time at 1-0 up. And that's good. That is really good. I believe I'm trying to think now, in our games against Porto and Milan, were we winning at the break? I don't feel like we were in either of the games. I think we might have been drawing in one and losing in the other. So perhaps a slightly unfamiliar position, I guess, to be in here. You'd have to say in this game, it's been a close game. You'd expect that this second half, there's going to be chances for both teams, and it's going to really going to take an improved performance, I think, by us in the second half if we want to run out more dominant. And, well, we've got to be wary here. Newcastle on the break here. A block shot, and now it's through with Carlos Antonio. He tries to play the ball through. It's now with Martin. Saved by Young. Saved again by Young. What is that man on? What is he on? Like, real talk right now. Ludwig Young, you're not doing a Sacco, are you, and using fat burners or something? Please tell me you're not. Either way, he's been incredible. He's been incredible for us in goal. He's on an 8.2 rating for the game as well. Newcastle with a double effort. Now Mosca with the set piece. Whips it in, dinks it. More of the sub is there. It's 2-0. It's a beautiful little goal. Mora's second goal of the season. I believe it's his second in the Champions League as well. Mosca, it's a delicate cross, this one, with some finesse. Just dinks it in. And Mora, you watched Elmo against AC Milan with his lunging effort. Mora scored the same goal again for us here. A similar finish. And it's 2-0 here. And it's been a very, very impressive performance. You'd have to say that we've taken chances that come our way, and that's all you can really ask for in this game. We've had no clear-cut chances, but the half chances, those glimpses of opportunities, those lapses of concentration by the Newcastle defence have been punished. We might have a chance here as well. Big ball over the top to Mosca, runs all the way through to the goalkeeper, unfortunately. Mosca's fast, and he has actually been improving when it comes to his pace, but he's not that fast. I believe Mosca's agility and acceleration both went from 15 to 16 since the AC Milan game, so that's nice. hopefully we can see the fruits of his labour there. Mosca lays off to Mora. Vergara with the initial effort there that was saved away, but the attack not over. Graphite unable to get the ball into the box. And, well, it's 2-0 here. That nice cushion is good to have, although Newcastle will be looking to get rid of that cushion as they will have a chance. And Young, I think he's just made another incredible save. He has. A cross came in. The effort was hit with so much power. I kind of blinked and I missed it. But the ball has not hit the back of the net. Young has worked wonders yet again for us. And, well, in FM, I never ever get good goalkeepers. I always feel like I get goalkeepers who always end up with low average ratings and just don't seem to perform. Young, I don't know what he's on. I don't know if he eats Weetabix every day, twice a day. But he's an incredible goalkeeper and he really has been a difference maker. And it looks like he could be a difference maker again in today's game. So we're on the attack again. Mosca, he makes it 3-0. And that wouldn't tell you the whole story in this game. It's a good result and it's going to be a good win here. And, well, we're going to win our first 3 Champions League games, which would be incredible. I don't think we've ever won all 6 Champions League games. So that's maybe something to go for. But Young in goal, he's given us the chance here. We have been tested in this game. There's going to be another highlight here. I was about to make a change. Can we make it 4? Mosca, the goal scorer previously, involved in the build-up. Graf right to Mora at the edge of the box. Already got a goal to his name. Dinks it in. Pereira, back post, saved away. And, well, it's a vital save. This could have been embarrassing for Newcastle United. I'm going to bring in Elmo for, I'm going to bring off Vergara, I think, actually. Just get some fresh legs on there. I'm also going to bring in Daniel Forster. Daniel Forster, a player who I've not given enough first-team football to, if I'm honest. He joined us, of course, for a really cheap fee last January. But with Pereira having such an incredible season last year, he's just not had much of a chance. He has a wicked right foot, though, and he whipped in the ball there, the young man who's come on off the bench. Unfortunately, couldn't pick out his target, but he perhaps deserves a few more chances out on the right. A player who I don't feel like I've ever shown you guys or talked that much about him since we signed him. He kind of just turns up now and then and plays. And Newcastle, well, they had a chance to get their results slightly more respectable there. The effort goes way wide of the mark ultimately. And this has been a really, really good display by us. It's been an incredible attacking display. And that's what we've done throughout this group stage so far. We have taken chances of come our way and we've punished teams. Porto have beaten AC Milan 5-1. We've won 3-0 here. It's all going Millhouse this season. It's all coming up Millhouse. I mean, we top the group with 9 points. AC Milan and Newcastle with 1 point each. And, well, we're only a few points away from a guaranteed knockout stage performance after just 3 games. That is an incredible display. And you'd have to say it's been deserved. It's been deserved. And Young, I mean, I don't know if he got man of the match again. He didn't. Graphite, actually. Is that left-back Graphite? No, it's right-back Graphite. Getting the Man of the Match award there with an assist and a 9.0. But everyone in the team performed well there, particularly in the defence. Mustafa on a 9.0, Frigier on an 8.8, Young on an 8.5. That is a really good defensive display. And Mosca, the 8.4 up front. I mentioned his kind of pace and stuff improving. It has improved. He's looking like he's going to be a really good player for us. His injury proneness is still a little bit of a concern. But he's only had that few week injury he had at the end of last year. And he's still developing, the 21-year-old. So, I mean, definitely a player to keep an eye out on. Gilvan out for a few weeks, as I suspected, with that twisted knee. We will get another £1 million for winning our 3rd game in the group stage. And, well, things are coming and going very well for us this year. It's looking like we are going to be coasting to the knockout stages of the Champions League. It's worth noting that the board minimum expectation in this competition was to reach the group stage. So it looks like we're going to surpass that already. And, well, that is absolutely fantastic. Of course, last year we got to the quarterfinals. I feel like that's got to be the minimum expectation this year. And, well, we've put ourselves in a great position to try and do exactly that. Anyway, the next episode is going to be against Newcastle United. We then have a bit of a break to the Porto and AC Milan games. Of course, if we were to win that Newcastle game, we'd be in prime position to take the group, which would be absolutely incredible going into the Porto game. Hopefully, I'll see you guys for the next episode. It should be a good one. Newcastle, of course, going to be looking for a bit of revenge, but we are going to be heading to England and to St James's Park to try and, well, wrap up the group stage as early as possible. As always, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, please do smash the like button. If you've got any comments, leave them down below. And other than that, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.